Well, we knew going into a match with Catface and Misfits, it was going to be a good one. Absolutely, did we think this was going to be a 13-11 banger?
Oh yeah. It was such a banger that it had me flabbergasted that I couldn't even toss the break. That was how good that game was between both of these teams, and we mentioned it at the beginning of the show. It's just these teams know each other. These teams know how they play, but at the same time, it's sometimes not just about those strats. You look at the amount of crispy shots that came out from everybody, and the synergy out of all of these teams, despite being like the last hurrah for potentially a lot of these players before they move into the offseason and into next year, they just look like they've been playing together for like 16 years.
Yes. 16 years, and I'm sure some of them are 16 years old, but LunaFox, I have to highlight LunaFox, right? I mean, we talked about the fact that, yeah, sure, it was close, but we got to be honest, it was a bit of a slow start for Catface here, and if it wasn't for LunaFox having that hot start, having those consistent Hunter's Fury, proccing damage, getting kills, just dispersing and just ruining the game plan coming out for Misfits here, it wouldn't have been that close in the first half. And Misfits, I think, woulda, coulda, shoulda probably blown it out, especially on their revenge tour. But LunaFox, just a beast here.
Oh yeah.
The server of beasts, honestly, because as soon as we kind of got to that second half too and Edith was popping off, it was like, wait a second, like, this is starting to get dangerous. We all know how crazy cracked over Edith can be, but it just wasn't quite enough in the end. A loss by the slimmest of margins here, but that makes me really excited going into the next match because we got to see Vans at any individual moment. Somebody could be stepping up and taking some names.
That's exactly it, and that's why you're seeing the first kills being so even, 12 and 12. As much as it was one team trying to do a trap play on the attack, on the defense rather, or one team trying to aggress more, or for example, Vernina moving forward with an operator getting an alert kill towards B. Like a lot of players on these defaults really stepped up to the plate and allowed the team to really move forward into this back and forth scenario that we kept having on Haven. And when you're looking at the MVPs, LunaFox at the top there, I mean that comes to no surprise. And you know, I have to echo what Christine was talking about here on not only like the kills that she was getting, the Hunter's Fury that she was getting value with, but just understanding when, hey, the shock darts, they're not really peeking out of there yet, but I'm not going to try to push down because I know it's a trap play. So all these type of reads coming out from LunaFox just really helped Catface to move forward and win this series. And I don't necessarily want to say this is like an upset so far against Misfits, because again, if you haven't been watching or following this team throughout this VCT in Series 3, it has been a lot of these close games for Catface despite losses, right? I think I remember like 13-10s or 13-8s against like version 1 or something, but I could be wrong on that one, but they've had some really good and close games against top contenders.
Yeah, and I'd like to say too, the consistency of everyone on the team was unreal. But I knew from the third round when LunaFox right out of the rip grabbed that Hunter's Fury and got that kill onto Tasty that we'd be talking about her a little bit more because Potter, she was so good there.
Yeah, and that's a confidence play too. That's a confidence play, and I mean, especially this late into the meta and having Sovas and everyone kind of trying to figure out how much value can you get with that Sova ult, but LunaFox confidently just finds just everyone. Each hit, it just aimbot, and it feels good to see to see the Sova carrying. I mean, it's just so rare. So LunaFox, she's got to be feeling real good right now.
What I want to see from Catface is that confidence going into our next map, because now we're going to go into Misfits map pick here of Lotus. And sure, their last time they played it was a loss, but it was a 13-16 loss against Evil Geniuses and Vans. What was such a close map here. Misfits, they feel so confident here, so I feel like this is another one gonna go all the way.
Yeah, and that's why I'm not surprised that, you know, it's not going to be some sort of like an instant ban that you're trying to ban against your opponents, because Misfits are usually very comfortable playing on this map. So seeing the amount of rounds that they played against EG, there's definitely some good reads that's going to be coming out and some good tape that you have against your opponents. And when I was talking about these score lines and the close scores that they had here, it wasn't version 1, it was against Shopify Belly, another great contender now, moving into the top 8 very soon. But that said, going into Lotus here, it is going to be, I believe, what you were saying, Sierra Dunn, another back and forth. And I honestly, if I want to be like just a fan of Valorant, I'm just hoping that it will go to that third map of Sunset. So I do want to see Misfits take this one.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I hope we see Misfits take this one too. I think they got a little bit ahead of themselves. It's Lotus, right? It's clear that Catface have done their homework. Picking the Haven, coming to this series. Misfits, they got bullied on that second map yesterday for Haven, right? We're going into the bread and butter for Lotus. Yesterday, it was so close round by round. I'm looking straight at Tasty. This opening map, things were just not going their way at all. But Lotus should be a lot more mobile. There's so many lanes that the Sky can really choose their fights. That mound control, it's going to be contested time and time again. So we're going to see a lot more of a fluid activated Sky, I think, here for Tasty.
I mean, Tasty was popping off yesterday, so I'm excited to see Misfits and Tasty pop off this time, as it's time for Agent Select enter match. Let's see if this will go to our third.
Thank you so much, Sierra. And yeah, if you're looking at how this contention is going to happen for Misfits Black, they want to take the aggression with this double controller setup that they have between this Harbor and this Viper, but nothing really changes for Catface. Also going double controller, but in a different fashion, but could still add a lot of pressure in the ways that they want to explode here, Christine.
Yeah, definitely having that Omen be a secondary kind of duelist along with that Raze, being able to have a little bit of speed with those TPs definitely should help Super Cat, especially when taking that Rubble control. I'm curious to see Slandy on this Harbor. You know, usually would see an Astra or that Omen here. But, you know, Harbor's interesting on this map as well. I'm not a huge fan, I'm not going to lie, Vans, but that Harbor ult, it's almost a guaranteed post in most cases. So expecting to see a lot of farming the orb here for either Slandy or Edith here.
Okay, we'll see. That's going to have to be the game plan for Misfits Black as they're starting off on defense. So is that aggression, the contesting towards that C mount, as you were mentioned before we got into this game, to take these orbs? Or is it going to be one of those walls to play more passively towards the A side, prevent the attackers from getting early Rubble control, then getting orbs there? So what's the game plan coming through here on this double controller setup as we're moving into Lotus right now? Catface on the other end too, they also have a great opportunity to contest right back and also farm these orbs, if I'm not mistaken now.
For sure. I mean, both squads, that's the name of the game of Lotus. It's very objective controlled, and for Slandy, just on the defense for those retakes, I mean, the Harbor ult is so sweet to have in your back pocket. I think holding on to this paint shells, especially on the defense, is going to be everything. We'll see how disciplined. Oh, well, we're just ripping it off. Let's go.
Yeah, already high tide, even going through towards the A entrance, trying to slow players down. Nate, paint shells coming down, but no damage being done onto Catface. Already, though, all of Misfits rotating back towards the B main. There's that first contact, and that's how you want to start things off. Cascade to block any type of vision out on the attack, and you have to reset now for Catface.
Yeah, kind of just dumping util towards A, making it look like all the fighters were going to be there at Rubble control, but quickly pivoting for that front B pick. Clever opening for Misfits. And it always sucks if you're the attacker and you have to be able to use a dog for Rubble control. It would be nice, especially on a pistol round, to be able to use it for the site.
Even a flash to try to clear behind the aggressive wall and then breaking the Hobbit door. Cascade trying to slow them down, but Slandy's just waiting. There's that second tap onto Super Cat, forcing now the attackers to just reposition towards A. But now you have less and less utility. Flash not even being needed. Panday now playing the off angle from Tree. There's a lineup with the first kill with the Sheriff, trying to get the wall bang on the other one though. Plant still comes down. A Juggle coming across. A nice shot from Panday. Another 1v1 potentially there, and that's a clean shot out from Panday. 3 into the rounds, and Misfits, they fight right back, claw right back after losing the first map here on Haven.
Steady as can be, steady. And we saw on Haven what an anchor Panday was, but with shots like that to open up in the second map, that's absolutely going to give her the confidence throughout this defensive half. I mean, she's going to need it. We're going to see a lot of solo KJs once again.
You're right, and even the solo KJs that we saw from Panday on that first map of Haven, we didn't really call her name that much. There wasn't too much contention going on that side, but she always had to play for utility and information in that sense. But now that you have opportunities to flood on both ends and different angles to get into the A side, and she's landing shots like that, you're going to definitely get that confidence coming back here for Misfits with these kinds of shots. And Slandy also had 2 nice ones, bringing in Ares on that second map, and Catface on the other end there. Just trying to work slowly here. Holds the orb on the A side, trying to see if any pushes coming out from Misfits. But we are staying very, very calm, cool here for Misfits, and for both of these teams, rather. There's zero information.
Yeah, it's up to Julia here to kind of sniff out and find out where this KJ setup is. They don't have mound control, and you see that line of sight that Carly, the Viper on Misfits, has. They're feeling real comfortable on Misfits here. They've got a lot of control.
Yeah. Sheriff versus Aries.
Wait, Edith is getting swarmed.
Yep, down to low HP. Edith actually has full HP at the tree side, but Supercat, there he goes, brings that HP low, right click classic. That's good enough. I mean, as you're staying on these off angles on the tree side, allowing for the rest of your teammates to move back into the A side. Nice little combo. You're going to stop the bleeding. It's not going to be anything that you're going to write home here to your friends. It was a nice little hold in the end for Misfits.
Yeah, I would have loved to see a little bit more orb collecting on a round like that, but we'll see exactly how objective focused Catface is on this attack side. Misfits, they seem to be playing this defense exactly how you want it, right? You've got those long line of sights. If you can hold on to your util, you're holding on to it. Carly, this is going to be the first time she's contested, and it's going to be off the rip here.
Yeah. Doing staying slow behind the walls. Cascade coming out on the B side, allowing the defenders to maybe open the swivel door and just crush her back into the C side.
Oh, the reaggress.
There you go, the first flash comes out, and Edith still lands that kill, forcing now the attackers to fall back into spawn. And that's a nice little pivot there coming up from Misfits to start their bonus round.
Yeah, if Julia finds some sort of timing here on this default, she should understand that this is some sort of a 1v1. A lot of util, a lot of info was given from her teammates towards that C. But she decides to just wait. She wants to regroup with that spike, but that allows the defenders to regroup. Turret's gonna go off.
Yeah, Misfits though are still playing very, very meticulously. You already saw the dog come out from B main just to make sure there's no late lurk coming through. They're looking to pinch back here, all the way from staircase and backside.
Oh
Spike
boy.
already went down. Ev trying to push forward, and that's triple swings coming through. At least get that first one. There's the big flash. How do you land that? Right click's coming back through. Back out of bullets. Does have support this time around. Doesn't need the support. Slendy falls. The bonus round looked good for Misfits to start things off on the retake until Ev just came out the way that they did.
Ev
Swinging
just
for those
going
kills.
ham. Yeah, you know what? Ev had beautiful shots. That was obvious, but I gotta shout out Vernina, because the whole time Vernina was just suppressing fire, right? And if you're the player coming and jiggling and trying to take that duel at stairs, that is so hard. You've got bullets just whizzing past you. One of those bullets hits you and it slows you down.
Yeah.
So certainly, Ev, beautiful, beautiful shots, but kudos to Vernina there for sure.
The support system once again. Chance to look at that replay too. I mean, the way to turn around from that one as well. Just
Oh, it was
turn back on
Julia.
that second kill. Yeah,
It was Julia.
there.
Sorry.
Behind the boxes. Christine, what did I say? Don't apologize. You are a champion.
I'm a champion.
Well done round from both sides now. Finally, though, the bonus round didn't do too much econ damage to Supercat and the rest here of Catface. And they're looking to once again pivot for a lot of pressure towards the C side. So game plan's already there, Christine. You talked about a lot of this mount pressure. It's definitely what's happening right now from Catface as Misfits. They're not allowing that early push coming out here into the A side because of this high side from the Harbor.
Yeah, exactly. And I like that pivot, right? Because the first two rounds, as you say, Vans, it wasn't working out quite as optimally. But with this C mount control, it's up to Meow now to kind of play with it. How much misdirection are you going to throw? Do we have the ultimates to kind of just brute force our way in? And they absolutely do. They're responding with the Seekers.
Oh, yeah. You already have the double, the Viper and the KJ playing inside the side util to try to slow down. High Tide coming right back out, landing with the off angle. But unfortunately, all of Misfits aren't able to hold their sight on the C side. Forcing the fight, coming through with these trades. Catfish gets a
Spike planted.
Yeah, Vernina already on the issue here, holding the flank. It should be pretty simple for Edith. A nice readjustment. And hey, every kill counts here for Edith. Just take your time, get some ultimate orbs on the board, do some damage with the money,
like
and
this
then
as well.
see what can happen. Oh, I
Cycle
like
the
this
boom
beat.
bot, through the high-low. Trying to get some information by jumping that boom bot to hear those shots and hopefully at least get one. So that would have
I know a
probably
Rays
allowed
player
here.
that did that once
Yeah.
on Bind in
Yeah.
Hookah. Yeah.
Who's that?
Hayes Jaw. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Oh yeah, he's also a champion, I think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, at least as you're mentioning here, focusing on orbs, getting that boombot jump. If it was another kill and a death, that's a showstopper going into this round here. But unfortunately for Misfits, it's a different story. You're moving into round number 5 with nothing but, I guess you got a Shiko/Ghost here in the hands of Panday. And they're looking for the aggression towards the A side and trying to actually pressure even more this time around behind the high tide. And Julia has a 6 sense of falls back.
Making a lot of noise though, making it very obvious. Julia making the right read. She asks for help from her teammates and they're just really close by. This is the kind of crux of this map is you are so nearby to quickly react and stop any sort of flank pressure.
Yeah.
Meow, they're gonna just react. They're just going in to see it worked so well last time. They're doing it again.
You heard the noise coming out from the A side. The calls to pivot back towards the C. Revolving door being open, but first blood still comes in for Misfits. Carly playing in the back of the spawn side, and the Sheriffs now, that Chico we were talking about, is in favor of Misfits. Re-heals, repositioning, and a 2-player advantage.
Spike will go down, but Luna Fox, she's got to get this multi-kill. There's one.
And done. Evdil full blinded, and everybody else is blinded. Now you're going to have to aim left across the headshot, full blinded, and the shots are still missing on the other end. Finally, Tasty gets the kill. 3 versus 1. The backstab then onto Pandey. You're winning this 50 round for Misfits from nice shots here on your Sheriffs.
Everyone was blind. Everyone, both guys just trading flashes there. And that is just so unfortunate for Catface. Stringing together 2 beautiful rounds and to just get it just stuffed like that on an anti-eco.
Yeah.
That's just not what you want to see. That's not what you want to see. You're able to regroup here, though. The money is good, and we talked about those ultimates to kind of be able to brute force your way. Super Cat is online. The KJ, Vernina is online. So really, you could look at it as a calculated reset. Maybe from here, you're able to break Misfits money again, but man, that burns, Vans. That burns.
Oh yeah. Gonna take a little bit more than this round, too. The economy's still pretty good now for Misfits going into round number 6. And as we have pretty much the same ults from both ends, the pressure comes back for mountain control. Flash potentially off the tap of the orb. Supercat wanting through, but she
no!
Blinded. She got full blinded. And Carly makes it out! Until then, but at least it gets traded off.
The movement. And Julia makes a good read. We've seen her 3 rounds now, being able to really get a lot of space. Once again, she's able to get this A site. The spike should go down, but they decide fall.
Yeah, it makes sense. Lockdown already came out. Showstopper out early as well. But Panay still gets the killing Julia. Meanwhile, though, the attackers are trying to pivot back towards the B site, but it was still created by Slandy and Tasty. And that finally becomes a very nice hold on. This is all 3 sites, actually, Christine. From top to bottom, beginning to the end, all sites were held here by Misfits.
Yeah, good reactions for sure. Being able to be that mobile, and we saw a lot of success yesterday from Misfits, being able to choose their own duels, right? We saw it on Haven as well, but specifically for Lotus, the defenders can really control the pace and control when and where those duels happen. And you saw exactly there, Tasty completely blinding Supercat. There was a moment, there was a small moment where things could have got dicey, but should be just a normal Tuesday here on an anti-eco.
Yeah.
3 ults though, Vance. 3 ults.
Blame those stairs for how that boombot went around. And a trap play here from Misfits, flashing and peeking, dropping 2 players, and it's not going to be Supercat's turn to turn the round over with the Sheriffs that they had, as now they're falling behind here by 2 players. Carly with contact, yeah. Guardian
just a little elbow.
Heard by a shot from Julia with that Guardian. Edith coming to rotate, to the rescue, to the support. But really, you're just trying to play the aim duels now, trying to force the mistakes out of Misfits if they want to chase for these kills. An opportunity to just answer right back.
Yeah, and Tasty got so much info. You just saw how confidently They're able to push up forward front B. They know that all 3 attackers here are towards this A site. Carly's just buying time. This should be simple.
Oh,
there
yeah.
we go.
Doesn't even need to buy time. Gets a kill on top of that before Slande picks up the last 2. So yeah, I mean, if we're looking back at the history again of how the tendencies of these matchups, every time we've seen an underdog team getting a very close victory or loss on the first map, it's been very one-sided for the second map. This time around, it seems to be following that script. We're just hoping here that once the money's back, like right now here for Catface, they could actually pull this back now on the attack.
Yeah, but I would not say that Misfits is the underdog team here. So we'll see.
You're right.
We'll see how Catface actually handle the third. But map 2, you know, there's still a chance. There's still a chance for this 2-0, hopefully. And this is the round to do it, right? We're in round 8. We've got 2 big ultimates on board. Vernina should be using this KJ ult towards this orb to be able to really secure all of A site. Maybe they'll do some sort of pivot and do a door trap play straight towards B, but they've got everything they need to get into this A site. Oh, that reaction.
Yeah, especially with the Viper's Pit. That
Oh,
might
no.
change things around. Nice utility being used, slowing down the Showstopper out on the attack here in the hands of Supercat. Still the 5 versus 5, a counter, information, secrets coming out on the defense, a double swing out towards the B main, a trade-off to allow still Supercat and the rest of their crew here to take control of mid and B, but the lurk comes out from Panday. And just like that, Catface decides to reposition it back towards the A site.
Yeah, they took out the Viper so they know it's clear. Good info at least off that death.
Oh, they have their
that
own
a
pit.
flank is in way. Yeah, this post all of a sudden becomes hugely in favor of Meow here.
An opportunity to get some sort of information. You can put an alarm bot inside that pit as Panday is trying to open that revolving door, clearing out the back of the tree side. Nanoswarm's now being thrown, trying to play the contact around the Viper's Pit. The sprays comes across, Nanoswarm inside the site. Clock is ticking down. We're still looking for that timing for the backstab inside the pit, and it works out. Edith and Panda gets 2 of their own. The lurk around from Julia. The support. Oh, what a satchel there to help out and allow Misfits to come in for the defuse.
Edith's raise is just something else. That satchel was everything, as you say, man. I want to see how far it actually swung her around that corner. And just it completely ruined her crosshair placement. Either way, I think they would have gotten half there at least. So they would have been able to get that diffused. But man, you know, we were just saying that should have been another guaranteed post. I mean, that Viper's Pit going down makes things so difficult, but Misfits so decisive, and that swarm factor really paying dividends there.
Oh, yeah. It almost feels like everything that led to that moment with the Seekers coming out from Tasty, with the trade-off they had towards B, and you're scrambling back towards the A-site plant with no map control for the pulse plant. It seems everybody was stuck really trying to play inside of that pit, so you're playing with no information of where your opponents are coming from. It almost becomes 50-50 on every swing that comes in, and unfortunately they weren't looking at the right spots. So Misfits was able to come back with a clean retake in the end, and that forces a timeout, a much-needed one. Of course, when you're seeing how the results came in from the first map into the second one, there's a chance here to try to retaliate. On your end, Christine, looking at this timeout or how this map's evolved from Lotus, a lot of people have been saying, oh, it's always attacker side. How do you see this evolving now through the months since Lotus came out?
I definitely think it's attacker-sided for sure. But I'm curious to see what Catface, how they're going to make some adjustments here. You know, that round, it should have been a lot easier than it looked, right? Supercat just kind of really got unlucky catching Lunafox's paranoia on that entry. Again, just reinforcing the confidence of being decisive, I think is what Catface absolutely need here to kind of just regain themselves here, because the openings were good. The start was good. The score line right now just isn't. 6-2. You can see they're just slowing things down once again, going back to objective control here.
Yep. Especially when the alt orbs are very low here for Catface. And so is the economy. That confidence that you said here that Catface needed has been slowed down just a bit. going to allow Lurk to come up towards the C side. A dog out on a defense, and even a snake bite to slow them down for a bit. But that might force the pivot back towards where this position that Julia currently has, and there's no caging utility here.
Yeah, this time Julia is actually going to go for a duel, lurking a little bit deeper, a little bit past. Luna Fox gives her that line of sight. Ooh, that's huge.
Julia then does get the kill onto Slaney. What a nice little play. That forces now the rest of Catface to try to pivot back towards the C side. But there's 20 seconds left. We're pulling back from this with 3 players out there. You have to commit towards B at this point, and they're about to get sandwiched. Every single duel is being lost now on the C side. And it started off so well with a nice little trap play that they did there on the A side. And now can the last 2 players hold it back? Vernina with an aggressive angle back towards the spawn. A swing across, a 1-for-1. There's a spray for the rest.
Flash.
And Misfits, they put 7 on the board, but at least to initiate that first battle there towards that staircase, it looks so good for Catface to really sell that fake.
It did. It absolutely did. And that's the curse of too many options, Vans. That's the curse of too many options. And you saw a little bit of indecisiveness. I mean, Julia finally, after that pause, decides to take this 1v1, understanding that her teammates towards that C mount has done enough. Enough pressure towards that C, so she buys and goes for that 1v1 timing. And it looked beautiful, as you said. But too many options. You saw the spike running back towards A, then pivots and goes back towards B. Then all of a sudden, all the attackers are split up. The trade opportunities come through for the defenders, and they absolutely capitalize.
And this puts now Catface back. Pistols in her hands. Looking to explode towards the B side. Paranoia now setting the pace, setting the tone, but already 3 players of Misfits are inside that B site. Utility battle once again, a 5 versus 5. A lurk also being done now by Julia on the A site revolving door. Catface repositioning, looking to regain control here towards the C side.
Yeah, and it's good pressure. It's good pressure at least right now. They're able to pull Carly back, and again, Misfits, they just decide to fight.
And playing with Luna Fox inside the code 2. Yeah, Tasty's just running around for kills.
Yeah, yours, Tasty.
Yours and the spike. Last 2 players stuck in front of B main. Edith pulling back to making it difficult for Catface to really clear out towards that B side. And now you have information on the last player. That's Julia. Forced in a 4 versus 1. Backstabbed.
Tasty starting to get loose here, fans. They're having fun. They're having fun. That's going to get really dangerous really fast because, you know, from the start of this half, we saw that Misfits, their protocols towards when they want to fight, when they want to regain that mound control, they've won it every single time. Even with Supercat finding some sort of opening and slipping past, still Misfits are able to recover. So Catface is just starting to get more and more difficult. The silver lining is, once again, Vernina 2 orbs away from the ult. If they want, if Catface choose, they can get that KJ ult in this round alone because the map allows it.
With the amount of 4-1s that they were doing, they want to change the pace, though, on the attack. You talk about the orb pressure, and Vernina already picks it up here on the A side. You want to fight right back over the defender. Splash, boom! And that's 3 instant kills out for Misfits. 2 players left alive.
Hello.
Edith just almost got caught right there. Showstopper out right at the feet of Julia. And only 1 left to go. Spotted inside the site. Luna Fox, though, has done it before. Breaks the Trailblazer, so they know she's in the back of the site. Boombot 2. Gonna have to shoot that as well. And now it's time to see if it's gonna be disciplined play from Misfits. It seems to be the case.
Yeah, they do not want to give Luna Fox anything here. Gotta love it. Especially with Edith having fun this round.
Yeah, you talked about it, Christine. The whole team is starting to really shake off the beginning of the series, and you're starting to see the Misfits that we know.
And it's good. It's right in the nick of time as well. I keep thinking back to that earlier anti-eco that Catface won after stringing 2 together, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. I mean, if you're able to at least get this 3rd, you know, the 9-3 curse is in your favor. Winning this around is a possibility, but they've got to dig deep here. This last round looked a little bit too much of a desperation play. They didn't have enough control to just YOLO rush into the A site. So I'm hopeful that this round, at least, they use the KJ ultimate.
Yeah.
They should. I mean, Catface, they've got it online.
It's the last round. You talked about YOLOing. They have a Bucky. It almost feels like you kind of have to at this point. So try to flood back towards the A side, and it works out, at least to start things off. The paranoia hits Carly, and she's alone inside the site, forced to fall back towards the drop. The flank is still coming through, but it's being watched currently by Vernina. Paint shells now, Carly's stuck in the corner, still survives. Snake by 2, and she survives. Lunafox swings back out. Now she's the one that's vulnerable, and Carly wins the fight. Still a 3 versus 3, spike down. The fight on the flank, Edith gets the kill onto Ev. Back to a 2 versus 1. Julia only with this Bulldog, hit by a Seeker, and with the door opening and everything at her feet. It's not going to be the 9-3 curse.
It's not indeed, and you can see Misfits, they have full on loosened up. They're having fun in the server, and when Razes have fun, it becomes pretty dangerous, especially now. They're going to be going over to the attack side. I'm expecting some fast openings with this pistol here for Misfits.
Yeah, I'm hoping the same here for Catface. They've been really good on the aggressions that they have shown as well on these lower buys from the first map. And pulling out 2 ghosts at the beginning. Paint shells being set up now towards the A main, and 3 players there. Maybe that's where Misfits headed to start, or are they going to stay towards spawn? But nonetheless, it's going to be fast on the defender half.
Yeah, we've been seeing Edith just kind of very quickly releasing the paint shell, really fully solidifying this rubble control. We'll see how Supercat handles this. Rinse
Looks
and
to be
repeat.
the same. Yep. And that's rubble control. Even
going
a little
B fast.
locked. B fast. That's the pivot coming out from Misfits. Satchel in. It's open.
Yeah, and I like the positioning here for Edith. The raise in the vent with control is going to be so damn hard. The paranoia has to come through.
It's so crazy that they're still defaulting across the map, and unfortunately now losing players in the process because they have a weaker pulse plan inside B. Disadvantage now for Misfits. 1 player advantage for Catface moving forward. Fighting back towards the front of the B main. Supercat's there with the ghost. There's the first headshot. Isolating these kills. Flicking back to the 3rd. Can she get it? But it's Carly. Now under heavy attack. It's a knife kill instead! Oh, we're having fun too. We're having fun despite the scoreline for Catface.
Fight fire with fire, man. Fire with fire. I mean, that's gotta feel good. And you need a feel good round to stop the bleeding somehow, some way here. And for Catface, I mean, that's exactly what they needed. Is it gonna be enough? This anti-eco will tell everything. This anti-eco, Catface absolutely cannot afford to let another one slip away. You see that Panday is at least investing into a sheriff. And for the other side, we saw Catface going for more frags. We'll see if Misfits go for frags or if they're going for an orb farming session. What exactly they're doing here. Slandy, yeah, she wants that harbor ult.
And even trying to go quicker. A little bit more quickly inside the seaside, but it's so much utility to try to slow them back. But somehow the timing, they made it through. So Tasty still gets an opener, but Timmy the Turret answers right back. 4 versus 4 now as Julia is trying to push them and hold them back. Still no action happening on the rest of the site. So with this smoke, with this poison orb, the respect is shown still to Misfits to allow for them to reposition.
That was some sky on sky violence. If you're Eve there, you are like, what the hell is Tasty doing? Why did they just rush me like that? But no flashes on the board now besides that paranoia. So a bit of sense of relief, I guess, if you're defenders. But Slandy, another one on the board. Spike in the back. I mean, if Misfits are able to get the spike down this round, that is a huge W round for sure.
Thing is, as they break the alarm bot, no more fuel left on the attacker wall
30 seconds left.
for Misfits, so they have to fall back. Yeah, they're walking through. They're looking right through the poison orb. There's that swing. Nice little kill by Vernina. Repositioning back, trying to trade it right back. Carly gets the long range onto Julia with the classic, forcing now Vernina to fall back inside the site. 13 seconds left on the clock. Misfits now running inside the C site.
10 seconds left.
Trying to look for a surprise kill, but with no flashes, this is going to be difficult. Running through. 4 into the round. Vernina the ace, stolen by Supercat as they come across on to rotate. Nicely done in the end, though, for Supercat and for Catface to get 4 on the board.
So many questions.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, like we talked about, Misfits, they got what they came for. They at least got what they came for.
Orbs.
Orbs. Name of the game right there. Especially when you have a Harbor in play. They're just one away. This is... look at that buy, man.
Yeah.
This is a very broke bonus.
Yeah,
very
yeah.
broke.
Is it as broken, though, seeing how Ev has been shooting with the Sheriff? We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
That's true.
But the conditioning still continues to be the same towards this A side. Paint shells always come out. You're just now behind the smoke. Don't know how many players are still there or rotating back. And Misfits, they know it's against a bonus now. They still want to push us towards the C side, and it gets held back by snake bites.
Yeah, a lot of info here. Carly gonna get the backup. Her team is coming to re-clear. We'll see where Slandy decides to use her ultimate. It cannot be for Rubble here. It has to be to get into the A site.
Yeah, Trailblazers going to be used instead. Well done. All that ruckus, though, there's only one player left inside the site, and that was Ev. Supercat, though, they push out towards Hobbit, gets the kill onto Slandy. That's a spike down. So that's going to slow down even the Reckoning to gain space inside the site. Unfortunately, Ev, praising the Sheriff, unfortunately couldn't land those shots onto Panday. A plant safe for Tree. As we're going to turtle up now in the pulse now.
Yeah, repositioning. So unlucky for Slandy. You saw that she fully believed in that molly going off, but that timing was unlucky. Panday all alone.
Wait
Flash
a minute.
goes up, but it's too late.
Supercat with 2 kills. Yeah, the flash is way too late. Casey now. Talked about them waking up. Forced in a 2 versus 1. Turret now comes down. 5 bullets left in the chamber. There's the first headshot. Back to the classic. Tap onto the spike. The grab walk across the thing for no kill. So close to 37 HP remaining, but Vernina still comes back swinging. It allows here Catface to get the 5th.
I believed when I saw that half jiggle jump. When I saw that half little jiggle jump land coming out from Tasty, I thought, okay, this is redemption. This is it, and it got so close. But Supercat getting away with just murder there. With the Spectre mid-range, burning in a molly, and just quickly gets one and dips out. That feels so bad if you're Slandy there.
Now the tides have turned, putting Misfits into a lower buy. Half shield, Sheriff, Tasty with the Stinger might want to play close range, and that seems to be the case. Looking to react with the Paranoia, swing with the Stinger. Here it comes, triple utility, and that pushes back your Misfits to pivot towards A and B.
It's a lot invested in that round. Thankfully, Luna Fox aim as steady as can be. Ooh, that hurts.
Doesn't matter dying in that one either. Got her 2. It allows here the numbers advantage to still be in favor of Catface.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wants to invest into the showstopper coming through, and that's an open sight. Still one hiding around the corner, just at the top of the spawn. Even gives a chance now. As they break the door open, so Edith gets the kill, and that gives an opportunity now to just pivot right back towards Baby Door, but Vernina's still there first. Snakebite now forces out of position. The timing's still good here from Misfits. They can walk in now towards B.
Yeah, Vernina hot on their heels here. Just barely caught a glimpse of that elbow.
Oh, it's a high tide. Just once again, no vision coming out here for Vernina on the attempt with the backstab. Plant now comes down. Cross. A swing across 2. The flick wasn't good enough, but still the rest of Catface were there for the support. So very well done here, and as it's supposed to be, again, I agree with you, Christine, looking at this game or looking at this map throughout the evolution of this map being more attacker-sided, these 2 teams are finding a lot of value on the defensive retakes.
They absolutely are. And if you're Catface there, you're not really feeling that confident about that round either, right? I mean, the Ray's ultimate from Supercat was questionable at first, but then it became needed, and then just the back and forth coming through. Misfits did a fantastic job applying that pressure, but for Catface, it should have never got to that point. all 5 members here. Okay. A little bit of a change in plans. It looks like Panda is going to go towards that C, but this is fast Rubble control.
Yeah. Look at the satchels already at the top of Rubble,
Huge.
but instantly traded off by Supercat as they get that kill onto Edith. So a nice little job here done by both of the raises on both ends, but it's still Supercat that stands in the end. Allowing the orb to get picked up potentially by Tasty. Yeah, nice little wall bang coming through. So that
it only
denies the
tickled
Seekers.
a little bit, but
Yeah. Good enough to let go of the orb.
yeah, job done. Job done for sure. Edith just beasting out of that Rubble. That sure, it was a trade for Catface, but once again, we're coming into this paranoia starting to creep in. Cutting noise. You see they've inserted Tasty still towards this Rubble. I expect a flash. There it is. A little bit of utility. Maybe opening the door even to throw a little bit of misdirection. But this is going to be a B pop with the spike.
Lots of responsibility for Vernina with her information, with her utility, and a lockdown available. And now loses her position back towards the B link. So can't really use that ult yet. There's a nice little first kill though by Julia on the pole line out from Misfits. Snake bite on the ground. Positioning now is going to be Slandy, now vulnerable, then killed. Lockdown then comes out. And this now, Christine, by the end. A round will be coming in. As they get a good lineup here with the snake bites on the ground, it's not going to hit anything. Actually, it's probably a defensive snake bite too to even seal the deal and allow here Catface to get the defuse.
Yeah, Carly's just got to tuck tail and get out of there. That was incredible. That was a great retake coming through here, and they forced a timeout here from Misfits, able to string some things together. Just enjoying the shots coming out here for Julia. This timing towards this door for Misfits is absolutely a problem. I mean, it seems like if it's not Vernina, it's LunaFox or Eve finding the flank and just finding the beautiful timing. Misfits, they've got to get some better post-plant positionings here if they choose to go B again.
Exactly what I was going to say, because you saw from those replays, it was basically Julia running out, getting a Decayed player running through her wall, easy kill, a vulnerable on a second kill on Sladdy, and there was no position for an instant trade or whatnot. Everybody was still busy trying to push and get positioning, trying to figure out where the Omen ult came from as well, as LunaFox popped that towards the waterfall. So adding that extra paranoia on the defense here for Catface didn't allow Misfits to really get into good positioning on the post plan, and that's probably hashing this out here off this timeout.
Yeah, we'll see if they start pivoting a little bit, maybe throwing a little bit more fakes, because actually that round and how they was called was beautiful. You know, we talked about that misdirection coming out from Tasty. Job done. They forced the rotation actually coming out for Julia, so just reinforce that confidence and actually let each other know that they did their job.
Yeah. Odin this time around on the defense off the timeout, and they read it this time around. I mean, fool me once, but this time around Ev wins that fight against Edith while the Odin was spraying through that wall at the entrance of the A side, and that's an early quick advantage for Catface.
A lot of damage. At least Tasty's about to pop her HP off. Tasty does have the Seekers in play and the Harbor ultimate.
Blinded.
That's too far off. I mean, they've got to use the Panda ult, the KJ ult. But with that Odin in play, she's going to be paranoid. Where does she place it down?
Yeah, it's hard being pinged too, just in case, hey, it's on the other side of the tree, or we get wall bangs, or we're trying to get the wall bang onto the lockdown. Instead, they open a door to just instill some fear, and Misfits gets the opener onto LunaFox inside the A site. Now even Seekers to at least confirm the plant.
Ooh, that's a lot of info for Tasty there. Oh, Carly falling asleep at the wheel. Julie is able to at least equalize.
You should run.
Somehow the advantage comes back here for Catface. Lockdown now has to be pushed out. Seekers now revolving door being open. Looking for that backstab is Vernina, who will get onto Slandy. And the last person is now stuck inside tree. It will detain one player only. Flash right in her face. Looking for that defuse. The tap first. The swing out from Evan does it all alone. Another retake that comes in that shouldn't have been the case. Once again, a pulse plant position that was off here for Misfits.
The Odins proving to be really strong here. It's unfortunate, you know, Edith feeling very comfortable, very confident, found that opening pick so easily the round before. But as you said, Vans, Catface, they were just so ready for it. This time, Edith, she's got the showstopper on her back though, and Slandy's gonna be able to follow through even with that W key, with that Harbor ult. So Misfits, they've got to stop the bleeding in this round.
Oh yeah. Because if you're looking at the history of this so far, I mean, it's 0 rounds on the attack so far for Misfits. You talk about the Reckoning being very strong, or the post plant could be very strong as well for the take inside C if they want to use that in combination with that showstopper. But instead, Misfits are looking to default across the map. And you're hearing now that the dog coming out on the defense on the A main. Is that going to be the pivot to finish at the C site here for Misfits?
They need a little bit more control. At least have a player inserted towards B. Maybe if the Viper's able to actually get out of A here, contest and apply a little bit of pressure. That bird. It's not a lot of misdirection. You can see Catface, they know.
Yeah. There you go. The combination to get into the site. We mentioned it before here. For both of these teams, they've been shining on the post plant, so can now Misfits get good positioning this time around on the post plant? 4 players so far stuck inside the site or staying within the C site. And Carly watching the flank.
Yeah, all 4 players pretty bunched up together here towards that site though. Finally, they're able to kind of give each other a little bit of space, but another spam comes through.
Odin to get the kill. Vernina cutting off their late lurk out from Carly. The battle now towards the staircase. Edith keeping a dream alive now for Misfits. Leaving one player alone now on the defense. That's Catface. The first headshot there, and second onto Panday. The smoke there to tap on the spike. Drops down, it's hurt. No, the shoes are being spotted. The right clicks cannot connect. But in the end, there was no time whatsoever. All done by Edith, anchoring down towards the water of that sea site.
So many hero moments, hero plays back and forth in that round. But man, Carly, she had the flank set up that whole round, walking the whole way, but she just felt like too much time was ticking away, sped it up. But the patience coming up for Vernina to be able to find that flank in that moment, that was supposed to be the insurance plan.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there was no insurance. And just like that, I mean, we've been talking about how many rounds they needed to win. They win the round, but they're broke. Look at the money.
That is true. That's why they're trying to work together towards the C side, but one-ways are now being thrown. That stops Misfits for a bit with the amount of utility that was being used. Still allowing now the orb to get picked up, and this time around not farming into a Reckoning, not farming into a Viper's Pit. It's Edith trying to get the showstopper back in. Nice
The reaction.
8 HP left too.
Yeah, hopefully Eve is around. There she is. Gonna be able to heal her up. That is a huge opening kill here for Julia. No more space makers on the side of Misfits. That flash doesn't get anything.
Yeah, Vernina has an opportunity for a kill. We'll get it. And that was all Misfits trying to open the door and sell a fake. It worked out to get inside the site, but can they get the plant? Vernina's still running through. No plants whatsoever. Players are stuck now towards the water.
Uh-oh.
Misfits now chasing for the kills, and yeah, now you can breathe, Christine. Oh, maybe not. Panda gets the headshot onto Julia. Spike's still down with 30 seconds left on the clock. But Panday's pissed around Sheriff. Could be the saving grace this time around! One-on-one. Drop it onto the Spike, now picking up weapons. 17 seconds left on the clock. Alarm bot looking to open the door and force out a push, a pivot.
Oh boy. She's got time. She's got time. The mind game's coming through.
All the time in the world. Sticking on that plant. Here's the footsteps. And Luna Fox allows for Catface team to breathe.
Allows for me to breathe as well. Holy moly. Definitely allows for me to breathe. You could just tell right there if Luna Fox is also going back for the Odin, the finances are not looking great here. Cat base, at least they're able to stay slow. That's nice.
It's a
That's
wholesome
nice.
game. Remember the tweet from Vernina?
But yeah, it's good though that Cat base are actually able to go back to their winning game plan, right? Their win condition has been these retakes on this defense half so far. Even though things got stopped last round, they once again come through, ride together, die together, swing together, and they're actually able to close this one out.
One enemy remaining.
What a shot though coming out for Panday.
Yeah. Little cap of rays being shown there. And gave an opportunity for even Misfits, if they won that round, to really break that economy out from that base. With that little 1v1 win by Lunafox allows them to get a very full buy, even a Viper's Pit available as Julius planted up on the C side. Misfits identifies this and they want to try to rush into the B site and just get a plant down. Ooh! Edith just got caught and still wants to push through! But the advantage is to no one. Odin still spraying across, still no spike going down as it's out in the open.
Oh.
Nice shot, lurk by
The
Panday.
lurk. Yeah, that lurk coming up huge for Panday.
I have this spike.
HP for Edith, just barely surviving, but I love this rotation coming through. Communications coming through for Panday, and the spike would be towards C, but Lunafox just slips right past Carly.
Starts walking up too, knowing that the Viper still has to be somewhere in the vicinity of B.
Oh no.
ADSing down, spamming down Edith, spotting the second one onto Panday. So a 2 versus 2 on information on at least one player.
Enemy remaining.
Nice shot coming out there from Supercat, staying out in the distance from the range of the alarm bot. Now the wall bang coming out from Carly. Waiting for the tap on the spike. Supercat does so. The shot's coming back. Another tap, no halfway shot. Still no stick, still has a lot of time to play the mind games. Now it's time to bring it towards the halfway. And Supercat somehow still manages to win that fight against Carly, who had all the opportunities to win that while you had the defuse attempt on the halfway. Nicely done for Catface, and they're one away of tying up the game.
Oh no, the Vandal betraying and the Phantom coming through. Man, that
Oh no, the debate comes back.
The
Phantom or
debate is
Vandal?
always going to be there, man. It's always going to be there. Carly was able to find the timing and actually make that flank happen. It's just unfortunate that Lunafox somehow, some way slips past and is able to find that opening. But man, Lunafox also getting caught with her pants down with that smoke in her hands. Just unfortunate. These rounds, Vans, they're so neck and neck and they're so back and forth. It's just a coin toss, it seems, especially in these post plants. Each team is just putting everything on the table.
I agree. As much as it kind of looks sloppy from our point of view when we're watching a game, it's just how good the timings have been from both of these teams. And that's been the storyline looking from the first map to the second one. Just the mid-round calling from both of these IGLs, from both Misfits and for Catface, has been pristine. Now forcing another timeout, the last one available for Misfits, as you saw that victory come out from Catface as they're trying to even up the tally, even up the scoreboard. A showstopper available for Supercat, and still the same type of three players rather, trying to take the control early on the A side.
And look at that graph. Look at that graph. So
Look at this
many
graph.
rounds a row.
Is that still a meme that people know?
I don't even know what meme you're talking about right
You
now,
don't know about the
Vance.
Nickelback
I'm too
meme?
old for
Are you
that.
serious?
Don't judge me. Listen.
What do you mean you're too old? I'm
We're
older
all
than
gamers here. Okay, that's true.
you. You're a champ. 4 stingers across, so off this timeout.
Fast pace.
Yeah, using the ult on the attack, creating space and allowing potentially even a post-plant lockdown. Very well done so far for Misfits. Supercat trying to do the same, but misses the satchel, so has to force out the rocket early. A pivot towards the C site. Are we overcooking here? So far, 1 for 1. Vernina missing her shots. Edith answers right back. So we are not overcooking. It's perfectly done for a plant for long C.
Yeah, that was a good reaction. You know, we saw the showstopper coming out. They just pivoted. Did not want to deal with it. They're rewarded at least with those stinger trades and a post. But EVV, this is fast paced. This is retake already for Meow.
Three players inside the site. Edith's just running through behind that flash.
One enemy remaining.
Eat it up right now for the kills. Actually, the advantage comes in for
Not
the
again.
attackers. Supercat now this time wants to stick it out of halfway. The smoke dissipates. Couldn't get the kill there onto Carly as it turned back on the 180. And with the timeout, with the explosion, and with the lower buy, Misfits are at map point.
Oh my goodness. If that smoke didn't dissipate right as it did, you know Supercat is full sticking that smoke. Supercat had every intention to not let go, but luckily for Misfits, that smoke disappears and they're able to just have a breather at least in this round. Have a breather. These retakes coming up from Meow hasn't really given them any sort of chance to stabilize, but this should be it. A timeout coming through here from Meow.
Yeah, especially when it's, again, 4 stingers and 2 ults allowing Misfits to win that round. We'll have to look back and see what the economy looks like here for Catface in this round number 23. It's almost one of those games where you're trying to work that economy, but with that type of buy that you won here for Misfits, you should be good to buy in potentially the last 2 rounds of this second map. So Meow trying to figure out what Misfits are doing here. Yeah.
I think they're going to be working with scraps coming into this one.
Yeah.
We'll see what exactly is in the loadout. We've got a Guardian. They're able to get some. 2 Sheriffs, a Guardian, a Bulldog, and 1
4
Vandal on the
pennies.
board. Yeah. I'll be curious to see if Julia is going to hold on to this Viper's Pit and then react, or if they just want to be able to full-on hold C site.
Yeah.
We'll see exactly what Meow's game plan here is, because they're applying that pressure.
Yeah. And I was asking the same question as you, Christine, and I actually don't like it. A pit out early when you have a Reckoning available for Slandy. That could just nullify that Viper's Pit right away. But Misfits, though, they're not looking to react off that pit. They're letting Catface do that instead, pushing out towards B main. A fight ensues, but we decide otherwise for Catface to reposition ourselves back in a split, focusing more on the A side.
I suggest you move.
Reckoning used there. Try to clear out towards the A side, too. Nanostorms try to delay for a bit, and Edith continues to press forward for Misfits. Somehow wins that fight versus Ed. Spike now goes down. Paint shells coming through.
You should run.
Hasty with the Trailblazer, and Edith. I mean, we've been praising their name throughout this whole map in the second half, but not until this lore buy comes back. Somehow it's a 2 versus 2. Lockdown now available on the attack. Supercat lands on the feet to get the headshot into Pandey. And now it's a Lockdown versus Seekers.
Found one.
Both positions now given away. And all you got to do here is try to make a play if you can. A tap on the spike, and nicely done by Vernina. You had to force a play coming out from Tasty, and you win that fight in the end to give salvation for Catface an opportunity to push this into extra innings.
Everyone note down your
Oh
observations.
my goodness.
Then let's run
Oh
together.
my goodness. What a round, what a round. Vans, I had to jump through the hoops to be able to watch that round from my my dog is sabotaging me a little bit. I can't lie. My dog is sabotaging me, but
They're as
this-
excited as this game.
Run.
He is. He's so excited for this match right now.
With that, though, with the plays that came out from Unifox, a Guardian of all weapons, too, to allow this 1v1 to happen. The mind games continue to be pristine here for both of these teams. We talked about a buy that should have been good here for Misfits for round number 24. It's actually still pretty broken for Slendy and Edith, but thankfully they have the showstopper.
Yeah, that showstopper should be everything. Edith has been just so unstoppable, especially with the entries. Oh no, Lunafox is all alone here.
Yeah.
Is she gonna use the ult to get out?
Paranoia to delay first. It's Shrouded steps instead to the short TP back towards Hobbit door. We're trying to punish that. I heard the satchels coming out from Edith. It landed here through in face planet pretty much inside the baby door. Nice TP to escape. Showstopper. No contact.
Yeah, able to get the spike down at least though. Allows a lot of space. Lunafox really stuck in a rock and a hard place, but as I say that, she just decides to take the duel.
Yeah.
And this is a 5v3 retake for Catface once again.
Flooding through, though. Back towards the spawn. Back towards Baby Door on both ends. Advantage still comes out here for the defenders. One more kill needed. Can Edith, though, the one that's been brute forcing inside the sides, be the one to clutch. Not going to happen. The defuse comes across, and we will be going into overtime.
Yeah, you know, I wish I could go back in time, Vans, and when you asked me if this was an attack-sided or defensive map, I should have said, this is, of course, a defensive map, especially for Misfits and Catface, you know, of course. But, man, that's just been the name of the game. It's just, these retakes are just unstoppable. Both raises for both squads, just so fearless, and everyone following through. We'll see with the swap if they're actually able. I mean, on paper, if Catface are able to get this attack, then
it should be good, right?
Should be a blowout. I mean, that's what the paper says.
That's what the paper says, but is it the wrong script?
Fast opening towards Mound. We'll see.
And all that, though, just to make a bit of noise. The rest of Catface are still pressured down towards this A side. Counter flash, a swing out. Snake bite still also on Mound to prevent an orb from being picked up as well. So look at that fast pivot back towards A, Christine.
Yeah, and that's such a good point, Vance, because I really like how Julia is playing this. You can see she's just been conditioning this whole half long, and she hasn't forgotten it either. That sound cue from KJ jumping at stairs should be coming through as soon as Meow inches forward just a little bit. Viper's wall should be coming up to allow that. But right now, a little bit of time, a little too much time, I'd say, Vance.
Yeah. Yeah, the repositioning is happening, but at the same time, Misfits did use a lot of utility to try to get information towards that C side, so that's less for the retake this time over. As Catface are moving and inching towards the A side now, Panda anchoring towards the side.
What a
big flash, allowing 2 kills, 3 kills coming in favor of Misfits. Player advantage coming out. TP, short TP, pulls at the staircase! As it clears around the corner. A 2 versus 1, 30 seconds up on the clock. Spiked on the back of Luna Fox. She's looking for the plant inside the B site.
Yeah, maybe the information's come through. She knows exactly where both players are right now. The chances of both players sticking together is very, very high. She understands that, and a reposition catches a sliver.
Hurt the shots coming across, and the TP was so nicely read there by Tasty. So information's there for both players as she spotted them both, but couldn't win a single duel. And on paper now, it looks to be a Misfit win.
Well, we'll see about that. Catface is, you know, Catface, they're going back to their strong side. They're going back to their strong side. This might be one of those games, Vans, where it just goes back and forth,
just like the first
neither
map.
team willing to lose.
Yep, just like the first map.
Yeah, we'll see exactly if that's what happens here. You can see that Catface, they want to go back to that strong C fight. All fighters with Raze and Sky. Well, 4 members really stacking towards C off the rip here.
Shadows traveling.
Yeah, they're definitely looking for the reaction on the pressure that's been going on towards that C mound. But after that flash confirming nobody's there, instant pivot back towards the B site where they're going to have 4 players against 4 players moving inside the B site for Misfits.
Edith, so aggressive. Having an aggressive raise like this really allows you to get the post plant a lot sooner. Oh, too much control. Tasty's stuck, but she's got a little bit of help from her teammate.
Running back towards the B site. Ev at the bottom of the boxes just by the link. Kills are coming in now for Catface on this battle at Baby Door. And kills are coming out in favor here of Catface still as they have now a 2v2. Misfits are now finally playing a post plant
Last player standing.
to the way that they wanted until now. Wall coming up, trying to isolate that. Not gonna happen. As soon as we got the halfway mark, beautiful crossbar set up here by Catface. And yeah, Christine, I might start believing you here. We might be going back and forth.
Yeah, it's turning out to be one of those matches. I mean, both teams seem to have the edge, at least on the entries, and then the other team has the edge on these retakes. I'd like to see coming into this next round, saving just a little bit of this utility, especially if you're Misfits, right? I mean, Edith is just so aggressive, and she's able to really get the site pretty easily whenever she chooses to. So hopefully Misfits, they're able to hold on to a little bit more and really secure this post.
Been their weakness too. Thrown on his side so far for Misfits on their attacking sides, as now a tap trying to bait out any type of those trap plays.
Julia doing work right now. She's bringing 4 members of the defenders to kind of keep her honest. We'll see if she gets the read that she's able to lurk through. A lot of pressure towards C. Spike is here. None of the defenders are going to be able to stop this.
Yeah. Looks to be very committed this time around. 5 versus 5 on the pulse plant. As this is where, in the blink of an eye, it could be just over. So the plant goes down. Positioning now for the attack of Catface. 4 players staying stuck inside the site. Posted down inside the site. Late lurk coming out from Julia. Back towards the waterfall. You have to try to use utility to keep them back, and it's working out for a bit. Beautiful flash coming out for the defenders, but not pushing out to aggress yet. Super Cat letting 3 kills into the round, and instantly Catface on the pulse plant works for them. They're at map point and even series point.
There it is. There it is. Catface able to actually make this one clean. And, you know, we talked about the fact that Julia had so much pressure. She drew 4 members of the defenders to have to come re-clear A. I mean, that's the power of the lurk right there, the power of the caller. So they did everything they needed to, and we're swapping sides, going back to the bread and butter of the defense. Misfits taking a desperately needed timeout here.
It's definitely needed, because at this point now it should have been, could have been, would have been, to take your terms of how Misfits have been playing so far in its first and second map. That not necessarily should have been a 2-0, but at least how the story has gone in the second map. We should have seen Sunset by now. It was 10-2 into the half.
The pain, man. Sunset was so close to us. And listen, it still can be. It still can be. Misfits, they've got to draw up something incredible right now. They've got to be able to have Tasty and maybe hard trade Edith, you know?
Placing alarm bot.
Wall's going to go down. It looks like Misfits are going to stick to their game plan. Once again, allow Carly to just slow work towards this A rubble. Early paint shells for Super Cat.
Yeah, it continues to be the same here.
Yeah.
Free orb if they wanted to get it on this A side. Meanwhile, almost the first 10 seconds of the round is pretty much telegraphed for both of these teams, and always been the same on the C orb control on the attack side. Just to allow for them to explode here and play this post plan inside the site too.
For sure. A little bit changed up though. I mean, you can see Super Cat is really invested in staying towards rubble, and a bit of a retake towards C here. And it makes sense. I mean, they're going to their bread and butter, but not a lot of ults, not a lot of util left for this retake.
A different way to plant. It's not really for C main. Already though,
and they wasted a paranoia.
Exactly. They wanted to try to go quick. The utility came back just to answer back, not allowing here Catface to move in. Paint shells trying to land right onto Ev that was trying to get that dog out. Odin in the hands of Lunafox. Boombot trying to get information. Finally, Catface is trying to move in. Big flash. Edith, though, gets the first kill. Now swarming inside the C site. Planted for long. All 4 players are outside there trying to spam through the smoke. And there's Vernina coming through. 2 kills then across. We're fighting in the smoke. In the mist. Tasty's now on a 2 versus 1. Gets that kill to flash. But the fuse comes across. And Catface has done it. And eliminated Misfits Dream to make it into the main event of the VALORANT Game Changers here in North America.
Wow, Catface, even in that last retake, if I was a betting person, I would have bet that they weren't going to be able to pull that one through. But again, the synergy coming through, each of these defensive rounds, they were able to somehow make this retake work. I cannot believe it. What a round, what a series.
That was insane what we just saw right there. And then sometimes it really just comes down to the brute force and the amount of trades that you could do here on that post plan and just running inside that Omen smoke and getting those kills out in favor there of Catface to leave, unfortunately, Tasty with utility trying to stop that post plant, thinking that the rest of their teammates are going to be alive to help out. I mean, that's how you fight back. They should have. They should have
been. Oh, man. They definitely absolutely should have been. This makes the revenge arc story, all of our narratives, even more interesting, man.
Yeah.
Even more interesting.
Oh, yeah. It was supposed to be somewhat of a rematch here for Misfits and FlyQuest, but that changes now. We now had the revenge arc of ex-Misfits players trying to make it through the top 8 with a point to prove. But before we actually go on to a break, let's bring Sierra back at least so she can help us digest here this full series that we saw from Catface against Misfits.
Full series, we got 2 games here. We missed out on our sunset because it's sundown for Misfits. Out of any situation
Sierra,
happening, I didn't think this was going to be done.
It was a 13-11 in overtimes. I feel that it's
crazy.
still a series in our hands here.
Crazy for Catface too. I mean, this unsigned team, this mismatch of members that are working so well together. This was such a good performance, especially too, Potter. At one point, this was what, 10-2 in Misfits' favor.
Yeah, and that's that is the most shocking part of this all. It is the fact that it completely flipped the script, and it was just a completely defensive side of game the entire way through for both squads.
Yeah, at some point we were casting Christine, and you're like, you know, maybe Catface could get that third round and they'll have the 9-3 curse and a chance. No, it's a 10-2 comeback that they were able to have. And that's the amount of retake and plays that they were able to do so well here as a unit and just anchoring, like especially in these OTs where they actually won that round. But what was the nail in the coffin was right here. The name of the game of the retakes for Catface that's always been so good here for the team. That has been the thorn on the side of how Misfits just couldn't hold there on their post plans.
And it's crazy, too, how Catface was able to crack Misfits open on those retakes, too. Because when you're looking at Misfits and just how well the players were stepping up and playing as well, it kind of seems like it should have been probably impossible at some cases, too. I mean, Tasty was popping off. Edith is just crazy, a whole different league, let's be real. But still, Catface somehow was able to find all of this coordination, be able to push on through by brute force Potter. And honestly, like, I'm sad we won't get sunset, but it was really well deserved from this team.
It was so well deserved. And, you know, if we just replay that last round of that OT, I think it just perfectly illustrates what we were witnessing coming out from Meow. We talked about the fact that they wasted a little bit of their paranoia. They didn't have the utility to make this retake actually work, but they just pull a rabbit out of the hat. They just rely on each other. They swarm. They're able to properly trade. And of course, the hero moments coming out from individuals. And that's exactly what you need to be able to close out these neck and neck close series, especially when you're kind of looking up at a team and, as you say, Sierra, a signed org. The pressure's on. The pressure is absolutely on. So in these moments, having these heroes step up, I mean, that's exactly what you need out of your team.
Well, that pressure's not going anywhere anytime soon, because that was one step closer to qualifying, but they're not there quite yet. Of course, they still have FlyQuest up ahead of them. Let's see if the Orc Slayer can do it once more. We're gonna have a chance to sit down with them and chat right after our Prime Gaming post-match highlights. After a 2-0 victory over Misfits, eliminating them from Valorant Game Changers Theory, I have Vernina on the line coming in from Catface. Congratulations on staying alive for just another day here. You have to tell me, what was going through your mind in those final moments of Lotus there as you're getting this win, you're eliminating your former org, and you have one more chance to make it to the main event.
It felt sweet. It felt sweet. It was probably the best victory feeling I've ever felt in my entire career. Yeah, it was a sweet victory. But like the pressure was on them. The pressure was on them, but you know, I kept reassuring my teammates to stay calm, bring the fight to them.
It was definitely a fantastic fight, and one that started off on a little bit of a weird note when we're looking at the map picks and bans. So I want to pick your brain a little bit, because the last couple of series, y'all have been going to split to start things off, and Haven's been your second round ban. And then you actually picked it to start things off there. So why not switch around?
Honestly, I wasn't really a part of the picks and bans. I was more like invested with the picks and bans against Misfits because they're my former team. And I knew how they played on Haven and Lotus. Yeah.
Did you have any extra tidbits for your team then to kind of crack the code of Misfits a little more than maybe other teams would have had?
I mean, I had a whole doc of them that I wrote from memory, to be honest. They were doing the same things when I was on the team, so I guess they didn't have much time to prep anything new when they got the two new players, but you know, kudos to them.
Is that part of the secret then to how Catface was able to navigate then those retakes on Lotus? Because those retakes over and over not only kept y'all in it, but getting the win, and they looked so coordinated coming up with Catface.
They did feel really coordinated. I was glad my team knew how to maneuver around the retakes. Like, we know that they're either going to push waterfall or CT, and you know how to play weak side really well. Like, as unsigned players, we're pretty good with those fundamentals. And I'm proud of them.
Yeah, I kind of forget that this is an assigned team with how well you guys have been playing. It was some good stuff. Last but not least, I gotta ask about the team name, of course, and how you feel about all the support, because oh my goodness, whenever you guys play, there's cat faces posted everywhere.
The :3, rise up. Keep it up in the chat. We're gonna play FlyQuest next. Keep it support. Thank you guys.
I'll let you go. Rest up a little bit before that. Best of luck. Thank you for chatting with me, alright?
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. For us, that's not the last we're going to see of Catface. The :3 rise up in the chat as they're going to be going up against FlyQuest Redneck. That is going to be Red next. That's going to be the chance for one of them to qualify into the main event. We're going to be taking a short break, but be back soon.
I wish for the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro.
Sean, do you mean this one, the one with titanium? Switch to Verizon. You can trade in any iPhone and get the new iPhone 15 Pro on them.
Trade in any iPhone in any condition for a new iPhone 15 Pro on us, only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings.